Olbermann is with us tonight. Keith is an award-winning sportscaster. He's sports director here at KCBS News. He is that's the local CBS station here in Los Angeles. I guess this is his first network appearance. He has a nice offbeat style of reporting. In fact, he's kind of borderline weird. Here's Keith Olbermann. Keith? Let's talk sports.
Sure.
Let's get to it. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? Just tell us.
This year's?
Yes, this year's.
I have the 1968 results available.
No. 1980, whatever this is.
San Francisco.
Yeah?
Handily.
You didn't hesitate.
No. I was debating with myself whether or not to come on here and say that they'd win by 250, 260 points. I think it's a distinct possibility.
Really? I mean, you just no contest.
No.
Cincinnati needn't show up.
Well, it wouldn't be much of a game if they didn't show up. I mean, it'd be nice.
Actually, I've seen Super Bowls.
We all have
felt that way.
I think we carried one on this network at one point. But
well, it happens, you know. There's all this build-up. There's 2 weeks of build-up, and then it always seems to be a little flat. What's the Jerry Rice situation? Is he hurt? Is he going to play?
No, he wasn't even. I don't even think he had a mild injury. I think they did that just so we have something to talk about for this last week.
Well, it worked.
Well, no, I mean, the story was that he was, that he was hurt, that he'd injured his ankle. He re-injured an injury he had about 4 weeks ago. And all he felt was a twinge. But the thing was reported as everything from, you know, a broken ankle to malaria. So he was at a Miami Heat game last night in Miami doing the infamous Icky Shuffle, or his version of it.
Can we talk about this? Oh, so he can't be hurt that
No, I don't think so.
You can do the Icky Shuffle.
Although that doesn't require a great deal of athletic success.
What is this Icky Shuffle, and why is it caught on, and how can we stamp it out?
I think, Pat, federal legislation is the only way at this point.
These things get a life of their own.
Well, if you've seen it, I mean, the basic premise of it is that he just sort of goes like this and then puts his arm back and fades back a bit. The reason it's so successful, I think, is that everybody in America can dance at least that well. And he's sort of our role model here, because we know the worst. I mean, this guy's successful. He's got a job. He comes in, he picks up a check, and he does this dance, and people don't really, you know, get that offended by it.
It's not a bad theory, actually. There's a strange system with the Super Bowl. They have 2 weeks off, nothing going on, and that's why the injuries and the ickies get all the press. There's nothing else to talk about. But you're not there. Now, a lot of sports reporters have gone to Miami to cover. You've chosen not to. Is there a reason for that, other than KCBS's wallet?
Oh, no, I'm not going to say that. No, this is being shown here on my station. I can't say that. No, it's just all we ever do when we go, all the media people. I mean, you know, media people at the Super Bowl outnumber the players about 1,000 to 80. And so we wind up interviewing each other.
Yeah, it's a circus.
You know, I view it like a union meeting. People I haven't worked with in years. And you ask, you know, what happened to, you know, the tanker? What happened to the sportscaster? The tanker? Oh, he's selling used cars at Scranton now. You know, he's not in the business anymore. And that's it. And then occasionally you run into a ball player.
Does anyone ever find any news there? Does anything ever come out of this that's worthwhile?
No.
Good.
No. I can't think of one.
You must get a lot of calls as a sportscaster from people who want some expert advice, assuming you can give that. You know, point spreads, all that sort of thing, making bets. Yeah,
I get a lot of calls. People, some people insist we have the score in advance, because otherwise, how could we get, you know, write the script up and edit the highlights? And we have to try to disabuse them of that notion. But we get a lot of calls, and that relates to one of the saddest stories I heard about Super Bowl. You hear about this? The United Press International thought it'd be a good time to address the issue of all those truly addictive gamblers who can't stop for who these 2 weeks is just a living hell. I mean, that's all they hear is Super Bowl, bet, point spread, point spread, point spread. So they put out a story with a toll-free number for help for the compulsive gambler. And the hospital was flooded with phone calls. All the compulsive gamblers wanted help. Where to place the bets, who to bet on. One guy wanted to bet his 1986 Cadillac on the Bengals. He wanted to know where he could do that and how. It's a sad story that people have that problem, but you know.
You would advise against putting the car on the Bengals, though.
No, I understand. 7.5 is like an estimate. Your mileage may vary as the point spread at the moment.
It keeps going up like every half hour.
Yeah, well, initially it went up, and it's pretty easy to figure because you have such a large California contingent backing the 49ers, not surprisingly, and they have easier access to the places where sports betting is legal, like it isn't done anywhere else but Nevada.
Yeah, right. If Cincinnati should win, you may hear from some people.
I'm sure I will. I'm sure I'll hear from just predicting it the other way around.
You have some, you brought some, now these are Super Bowl highlights? There hasn't been a Super Bowl.
I happen to have videotape with me.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but I supplement my income every morning by going around door to door and showing highlights to people.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we could cut some time off your schedule by doing it. What are we going to see here?
Yeah. These are things that have happened during the week, the Super Bowl hype week. Pre-hype highlights, pre-Super Bowl highlights.
Well, we'll watch.
Yeah, you use your televisions and you'll probably see it, or just guess. This is it. This is the Icky Shuffle itself. As you know, Arthur Murray never taught anything like this. If you're wondering where he got that name Icky, it has something to do with the dance. Oh, gee. All right, now if you're covering the Super Bowl, the big day is usually Tuesday when they let you out of your hotel room and you get to meet the players. They call this Media Day. If you can listen real carefully, you might be able to hear the sounds of the reporters. Here they come. Of course, that meant there were 500 guys with cameras who wanted to see Icky doing the shuffle again. So here's a fact. As you watch him again, you can impress your friends with this. His real name is Elbert. So he must have done a lot of dancing in high school to distract people who were asking why he was Elbert.
I like Icky better now.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. Usually see a camera at one of these things, it belongs to a TV station. This is Ed Brady of the Bengals with his video camera. This is his tape, his memories, what he's going to show to the grandchildren of having been at this. Well, maybe when the grandchildren are a little older, he'll show them that.
Yes.
And when he's through with television or football, he can become a TV director because he's already well trained. Celebrities always show up at Super Bowl week. Arriving in Miami, Spuds McKenzie in a box. Now look at this, they put him in a limo, all right? But he's still in the travel kennel. So how does he know it's a limo? Well, why didn't they just save a little money, lie to him, and tell him, put him on the bus and tell him he was in the limo? This is the Icky watch continuing. By the middle of the week, he said he'd had just about enough of this stuff, and he's losing steam.
He's not alone.
Here's my Super Bowl fear that Joe Montana is going to win the MVP trophy, because this was a Game of the Week award he won last week. It was the Game of the Week award that he won last week, and he dropped it. A priceless, hand-blown 13th century glass football or something.
He's not a receiver. It's no problem.
That's why he's a quarterback. You see those commercials, though? The hands of Joe Montana?
Yeah,
that's
nice work, Joe. Nice work, Keith.
My pleasure.
I know you have to get back and do another sportscast.
Yeah, we've got one more to go through.
Thanks for coming down to see us. Keith Olbermann, folks. We'll be right back. Commodores coming out.